Hey everyone, this is Stefan and we are live right now, and I want to welcome you guys to my April 2017 monthly goals report, where every single month I give you guys a detailed update on exactly where I'm at with the goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the year. This has been an ongoing ritual that I've done for the last few years on YouTube and sharing that on my podcast and on my blog, as a way for me to be accountable, a way for me to share my goals and share my progress, and to make sure that I'm being consistent every month, make sure that I'm following through, making sure that I've got that pressure on myself, that outside accountability, to really push myself to really make sure that I'm growing and living a life of mastery. And hopefully by me sharing this with you guys, I can inspire you. Hopefully I can be an example for you guys to also do check-ins for yourself every single month or every single week to make sure that you're on point and you're making progress towards your goals. And so hopefully this can be an example for you guys to make sure that you guys follow through in your life as well. Now, right now we're live, and so if you're live right now, I'd love for you guys to leave a quick comment here on the chat. Make a post or leave a comment just with your name and where you're from. I'm coming to you guys right now from Melbourne, Australia. Many of you guys know I've been traveling around for the last few weeks. I was originally in Sydney for a little while in Bondi Beach, and now I'm in Melbourne, and then I'm actually heading off to the Gold Coast next week, and going to be spending some time there and going to the Tony Robbins seminar and hanging out on the beach and just trying to enjoy myself while living the laptop lifestyle, I guess you could say. So who do we got here that's joining in? All right, so I'll give you guys some shout outs if you guys leave a quick comment. We've got Aaron here, we've got Khalil, we've got Pixel the artist that says, hey, I love your videos. We got Yasir, what's up? We've got DJ Kid, we got Kayla, we got Riley, we got Felicia, we've got Ilyas, Craig from Atlanta, Riley from Orlando, Florida, we got Igor from North Virginia, I think, I'm not sure, Kayla from Chicago, Edward from New Mexico, Khalil from Hollywood, Florida, Agabu, apologies with the names, from Montreal, Matt from Canada, we got Hussein from Columbus, Terry, Toronto, I see you guys, we got Rico from Pennsylvania, I think, Lillian from Houston, Africa, wow, Las Vegas, North Carolina, Fort Lauderdale from Andre here. Awesome, we got Nicole. Good to see you guys. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining in today. Always an honor to be able to serve you guys, to share with you and engage with you guys. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying a lot of the content and videos that I've been sharing with you guys on the YouTube channel, as well as on the podcast and on projectlifemastery.com. I've got a shirt here today with a bit of a positive message. It says, stay positive, work hard, make it happen. This is a new shirt that we released from masteryapparel.com. And just a reminder for you guys, I did a YouTube video a few days ago announcing the contest that I have of the giveaway, where I'm giving away 20 items from masteryapparel.com. So if you haven't gone back and left a comment and followed me on Instagram and whatnot from that YouTube video, then make sure that you do. Announcing the winners, I believe tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be announcing the winners on that video. So make sure that you guys enter to win. I'm really excited, and check out some of the designs and the shirts that we got available, and hopefully you guys can benefit from it as well. Okay, so I'm gonna jump into the monthly goals report. If this is your first time following along with something like this, then I'll share with you guys a little bit how I do it. Right here I got my laptop, and I've got my Evernote document open where I have all the goals that I set for myself beginning of the year. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each of the goals that I have. There's over 50 goals. I'm going to give you guys an update on each one of them. Some of these goals I've already achieved over the last few months, and so I'm just going to briefly go over them real quick, and really go dive deeper and emphasize the ones that I'm still primarily focused on at the moment of time as well, just to give you guys an update with it. All right, and then also there's going to be a blog post that goes along with this too, and that will be available at projectlifemastery.com. That should be up in the next 24 hours once this video is published on YouTube, so that if you guys want to follow along with the goals there, you guys can do so, or just go to projectlifemastery.com, and in the navigation menu, there should be a monthly goals report link. And if you click on that, you'll be able to see all the previous months and the previous years of the progress that I've been making in my life, if you guys want to dig a little bit deeper with that. Okay, let's jump into it. I'm going to go through my financial goals first. The first one is that I'll easily make $2 million in revenue while impacting thousands of people's lives by December 31st, 2017. My income for the month of April was actually lower than the month before, which was $118,000, $118,132.27, roughly. And you know, it's actually lower. I was actually really digging deeper into my finances and working with my bookkeeper and everything recently with that, because I've been having more like high months, but then also relatively low, and it's still a significant amount of money. I'm very blessed and honored to be in the position that I'm in. But just kind of looking at the different streams of income, because I have so many now when I'm running multiple businesses. And I think one thing that I've been really trying to emphasize and focus on more is, I often talk about this, there's a difference between active income and passive income. And there's been times for me, for example, where I'll make a lot more money, and especially in the past, a lot more active income. But the challenge with active income is it requires a lot of your time. And so that could be coaching, that could be hosting events, different things that you have that is, you know, directly related to exchanging your time for money. And that can be great. It can be great to make a lot of active income. But I'm in a position now where I'm really trying to think about how I can make more passive income and money that doesn't depend on me in any way, and money that I can make with less effort. And I think that's the ultimate goal. You know, I've got a significant amount of money that I make from passive income, but I've been trying to spend less time doing coaching. In fact, right now I'm only coaching 3 different clients, which is a lot less than I typically do, and that's more so because I've been turning away a lot of coaching opportunities and things that are active income and that require a lot of my time, because I realize now at this point that even though it's enticing to make that active income maybe sometimes in your business or in your life, sometimes if you sacrifice that and you invest that time into something that can make you a passive income, then that's more worthwhile for you. Or, you know, maybe it's just based on your lifestyle too. You know, I've been traveling around here in Australia and definitely been spending a lot less time doing work and having my team do more things for me. And I think that's one of the goals too, is that you can have a quality life and step away from your business and be able to enjoy yourself or take breaks, and have that not affect your income too much either. So overall, guys, it's been a great month. I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful. One thing I'm really excited for too, because I often, when I do these monthly reports, I go into my finances and talk to my bookkeeper and whatnot. But one thing I've been really trying to steadily increase has been my dividend income, which is passive income from my investments. And so many of you guys know I've shared in the past my investment portfolio, how that's grown, how that's evolved. And I invest in dividend paying stocks. And I love that. It's my favorite source of passive income, more than a business, because when you're investing in other businesses or index funds or bank stocks and businesses that have been around for a lot longer periods of time, or they're in certain sectors or industries that are a lot more secure, I love that as passive income because it doesn't require any of your time whatsoever. It's purely passive, where I also own real estate. And I find with real estate, you know, there's still some time involved there unless you hire a property manager for that. So anyways, that's been going up. Really happy about that. And on the blog post, you guys can learn more about the different streams of income that I've got going on. And of course, if you guys are interested in learning about ways that you can make money online and build a side hustle or an online business, then I recommend to check out the free course that I have. I'll have it linked to in the description of this video. But just head on over to projectlifemastery.com/free course, and you'll be able to learn about the different streams of income, the 7 primary streams of income that I make money from online, and you guys can get started if you choose. Okay, next up, I will easily have a $2.5 million stock investment portfolio by December 31st, 2017. The month of April is at 2.1 million, $2,173,535.65 approximately. So That is actually a little bit less than last month, but I've been moving around money a little bit, and there's always ups and downs in the market and everything there too. But I've actually been holding on to more cash because I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for a correction to happen. The last correction, after reading Tony Robbins' book Unshakable, he talked about how every year there's typically a correction in the market, and it's just been a consistent thing year after year. Well, last year in 2016, the correction happened in January, and there hasn't been a correction since. And so they've been saying that we've been due for one for a while, and a correction is a great opportunity to be able to buy a lot of stocks at a huge discount. And so I've been holding on to a lot of cash for that purpose, buying a few bond index funds too, because at least that is making some sort of return, but just primarily waiting. And especially I think, I've been doing some research on this too. I think once, since Trump got elected, the market's been going up and everything, and so it's a little bit different this year compared to previous years, but they're still speculating that there's going to be a correction. So that's kind of my investment thinking and philosophy and strategy right now, is just kind of holding some money and waiting for the correction to occur before investing. And then also I've been waiting for the Vancouver real estate market to change over the last few months or even years rather, because that has been just going up and up and up for many years now. And there's also been speculation that it's going to be bursting pretty soon as well. Give you an idea, I was actually just looking today, and real estate sales are actually down, I think, by 25% compared to last year. So for the month of April in 2017, the real estate sales are down 25% compared to in April in 2016. So sales have been going down, but the interesting thing is that prices have actually been going up. And so some interesting thing is happening there right now, and we're going to see what's going to happen, but I've been holding on some money for that too. Okay, let me move on to some of the other goals that I've got for you guys. Some of these are already accomplished several months ago, so I'll give you guys a quick update on those. I'll easily host a Life Mastery Transformation Seminar. Love the process, help transform lives. That was completed in January. I'll easily launch the Life Mastery Accelerator program. Love the process, help people accelerate every aspect of their lives on a monthly basis. We launched that, I think that was that in April or was that in March? I'm not sure, but completed that goal. That's been great so far. I've had a lot of awesome committed people committed to mastery, a part of that program, and I've been coaching every month and doing live streams. We just did one, for example, earlier this week, which was on how to change your beliefs, how to change your limiting beliefs and identify them. And I shared a really powerful process that I've used in my life and incorporated to my morning rituals to shift the beliefs. And I did a workshop where I walked people through that. And so that's been a lot of fun, because every month, a part of that program, I do a deep dive into a new area of life. And the whole goal of that is life mastery. And that happens over time, but it's a great way if you need that accountability, if you want to be in an empowering ecosystem and get some of my more advanced, higher level content and strategies, then check out lifemasteryaccelerator.com. Okay, next goal is I will easily launch the Online Business Mastery Accelerator. Love the process and help people accelerate their online businesses on a monthly basis. We achieved that goal as well. I launched that, I think that was the one that I launched in March. And that was basically my monthly mentoring program for business and marketing. It's the only place that I do right now where I do my monthly coaching to a group of people, helping them build their online business. And it's a similar sort of thing as a Life Mastery Accelerator, where every month I teach, and then I also do Q&A and answer people's questions and work with them. And we just did one, for example, a few days ago, and that one was all on my social media marketing strategies. So it went pretty deep into that, and that one's been a lot of fun too. You guys can learn more about that at onlinebusinessmasteryaccelerator.com. Okay, next goal, I'll easily launch the Life Mastery Transformation video training program. That has been on, basically on the side right now. Haven't had a chance to dive into that yet. My plan was to dive into that during the summertime, and so that's still scheduled for the summertime this year. Did I miss one? Hold on one sec, guys. Yeah, okay. I'll easily publish 200 plus videos on the Project Life Mastery YouTube channel, while impacting thousands of lives by December 31st. For the month of April, publish 19 videos on the YouTube channel. That's 74 videos total. Next, I'll easily publish 200 plus blog posts on projectlifemastery.com, while impacting thousands of lives by December 31st. For April, I have here 19 blog posts, but I don't think that's fully accurate, because I had someone on my team tally those up, and we usually publish more content on the blog than we do on videos. So that one might not be totally accurate, but it's at least 19, which brings us to 83 total for the year. I'll easily have at least 250,000 YouTube subscribers on Project Life Mastery channel by December 31st. And this is one of those things that, with YouTube, I'm always blown away, because I'm always under projecting with this sort of goal, just because there's so much power to something like YouTube. YouTube has this viral effect where sometimes you do a certain video and it just really blows up and really takes off. And it's just a compounding effect that it really scales up pretty quick. And so for the end of April, subscribers were around 217,000, and of course I'm recording this right now in the first week of May, so it's actually a lot more than that, but getting really close to 250K. I had no idea that I'd be able to grow this fast and this much, because it was just a few months ago. I think it was in January where I hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and now I've already doubled that in the last 4 months. And so pretty cool to see more subscribers that are getting exposed to me and my content and my mission. And so that's always an enjoyable process and experience. Next goal is that I'll easily have at least 1 million views per month on the Project Life Mastery YouTube channel. And I'm really happy to say that I hit that milestone for the month of April. For the month of April, the YouTube channel got 1,167 views. So it just made it by 167 views to 1 million. And of course, now the goal is to make sure that I sustain that, and that month after month I maintain 1 million. And to give you guys some perspective, that is a jump from March, which was 636,000 views. So, almost 400,000 views extra within a month. So that's pretty cool to see that kind of growth and that kind of progress. And of course, it's always up and down, but as long as the trend is up, then that's the most important thing. Okay, next goal is I'll easily have at least 150,000 unique visitors per month. Visit projectlifemastery.com by December 31st. For the month of April is 119,000 unique sessions, so unique visitors, which is actually a little bit less, but right now we're in the process of a redesign of projectlifemastery.com. And so I've actually got a call, we've done over the last year or so, worked with an SEO consultant and audit to help improve the search engine optimization of the blog and website. And so that's one thing we're taking a lot of consideration into with the new redesign that we're going to be doing. But it's been great, it's been steady, but of course there's a lot that can definitely be improved with the traffic to the blog as well. Next goal is I'll easily host a high-level online business mastermind event in Vancouver. Love the process, help people build and grow their online business. That is scheduled for July, and that one is only available to people that are customers and clients of mine to get access to be able to attend this high-level mastermind. I'll easily relaunch Affiliate Marketing Mastery, help hundreds of new people build their own successful online business. That has been something I haven't really focused on yet, because I've been more focused on the self-development side of things, but I think that's something that I'll probably relaunch in the coming months, at least some point this year. And I'll easily launch the Project Life Mastery merchandise by December 31st, and that is a goal that's been achieved. I announced to you guys masteryapparel.com is now available for you guys to check out, and we've got these different shirts and hats and sweaters and socks and all different types of items, and we're creating more and more designs and whatnot for both men and women. But I'm really excited about this one, because to be able to share clothing and apparel with people that is positive and leaves a positive message to the world, I think is a pretty exciting thing. And so we've already had people that have been getting their shirts and clothing and even sharing on social media and everything too. And I'm going to be sharing more on my Instagram, different designs and whatnot, as well as my YouTube videos for you guys to check out. So pretty excited about that. And again, if you want to learn more, you go to masteryapparel.com. Next goal, I'll easily improve and redesign projectlifemastery.com website. That is currently we're in the process of selecting the right designer and developer to work with for that. I'll easily create some new features for Key Optimizer 2.0 to help publishers grow their online business. We achieved that, but we're still working on some new features and working with our software programmer to improve things. But some things I can't really announce just yet, but things that will be announced when the time is right. Okay, let's dive into health and fitness. Next goal is I'll easily complete a 15-day juice fast, cleanse my body, create unstoppable energy. So this is a ritual that I do every year. I often do a juice fast or some sort of cleanse. I haven't scheduled this one yet, but I was thinking of maybe changing it from a juice fast to a water fast. My girlfriend Tatiana recently did a water fast and watched a great documentary and learned a lot of great things there. So I've never done a water fast before. I think it's going to be a little bit more challenging, but I'm always open to things like that and cleansing my body, and especially after I'll share with you guys a little bit and probably more in another video too. But one of my goals was to do a lot of testing this year and a lot of health tests. And I actually found, before I left Vancouver to Australia, I did some tests and I did a heavy metals test. And I actually identified that I've got some heavy metal toxicity in my body, specifically mercury, lead, I think nickel, and some other metals that I can't even pronounce, but I'm doing some research on that. And it's a pretty scary thing. And, I'm a very health conscious person and whatnot, but, that's not to say that over my entire lifetime from when I was younger, that those are things that build up and can compound and have a serious effect on your health. And so I think when I go back to Vancouver, I'm gonna meet with my naturopath and I'm gonna learn more. I've got some friends that have done some cleanses before too. And so I wanna research that more too, and make sure that the cleanse that I'm doing is gonna help me support myself in removing some of the heavy metals in my body and make sure that I'm as healthy as can be. So that has yet to be scheduled. Next is I'll easily complete Tough Mudder and Whistler with my girlfriend Tatiana. Love the process. That's scheduled in June, so I've been training and preparing for that. Doing a lot of workouts since I've been traveling here in Australia, in some cases twice a day. My girlfriend and I have been finding gyms in Bondi Beach that we joined, and right now in Melbourne we've just been working out in the gym here in the building, but doing a lot of fitness, eating healthy, a lot of variety of different exercises too, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll easily complete the Spartan race in Vancouver and love the process. That's also scheduled for June. And I'll easily complete the Scotiabank Half Marathon in Vancouver and love the process. So the month of June is going to be a busy month, a lot of fitness activities that I've got going on. And the Tough Mudder and Spartan, I've done Tough Mudder before. Spartan race, I'm not too concerned about. The half marathon, I think half marathon is about 10K or so, which would take about, I think, an hour and a half. I'm not entirely sure, but about hour and a half to be able to run. And so most of the cardio that I do, I've been doing a lot of HIIT, but I've also been doing some more aerobic cardio conditioning, but usually up to like 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And so I think what I'll need to do is I'll need to challenge myself and increase my cardio for the month of May and June, just to make sure that I can prepare just having the endurance to be able to do a half marathon. Next goal is I'll easily do yoga once a week, increase my flexibility and relieve tension. Now, to be honest with you guys, this is a goal that I've been slacking on, especially since traveling here in Australia. So this has been something that's been important for me, but I've actually found my rituals and routines a little bit here have changed since I've traveled, because one is when you're in new locations, you've got to really make sure that you find the places and you sign up for them and you commit to them. And I find that when you travel, it gets you out of that routine. It gets you out of that habits and those patterns that you work so hard to develop. And back home in Vancouver, I had a lot of really good ones like that. And then on top of it, one of the challenges that I've faced is that the time zone is very different here in Australia than back home in North America. And so the challenge that I've faced is that I've been waking up at 6 a.m., but a lot of my time in the morning has been to interact and do calls and meetings with my team and coaching clients back in North America. And so that's just been the best time for me to communicate with them, because that's still like in the afternoon their time. And so that's also changed up some of my routines and rituals a little bit too. And so I think I really got to make sure that I plan more. And one thing that I've been doing more now is, I'm heading to Gold Coast next week, is actually leveraging my assistant and my team more to do all the research and planning for me. And so I'm a big fan of delegating things to other people, if you have an assistant or a team, but I'm having my assistant do a lot of research for me and sign me up and commit me to some of these things, just to make that a lot easier for me so I can make sure that I'm achieving my goal. Now, one thing I will mention is that I've been doing some stretching. I would not consider that yoga though, and so I want to make sure I'm honest with myself with this. I'm not BSing myself and saying that, oh, I'm stretching at the gym for 5 or 10 minutes and that's yoga. The intent of this goal is making sure that I'm doing yoga, once a week, like an hour session or like a 50-minute session of yoga, going to a studio, but I could still do that here in the apartments and the Airbnbs that I'm staying at. So that's one thing I do need to improve and make sure that I get back on track for the month of May. Okay, next goal is I'll easily use my PEMF mat at least once per day. So this is a goal that I've mentioned before that is only based on whether or not I'm traveling. So if I'm back, my PEMF mat is back home in Vancouver, but since I've been traveling, I've been away for that, and so I make an exception for traveling with that. But for the first 2 weeks of April, I've been using it pretty consistently, but since I've been traveling Australia, that's something that I've been put on hold until I get back to Vancouver. Next, I'll easily hire an amazing personal trainer to help me get in amazing shape, stay focused, help me achieve my goals, my fitness goals. That is something that's also been on hold, and it's something that I wish I pulled the trigger on a little bit earlier in the year. I kind of left it, but it's still a goal for this year. But I found a lot of different trainers, but I'm waiting till I get back to Vancouver to commit to a trainer that I'm going to be working with long term. Next, I'll easily do a DEXA scan every 3 months to track my muscle mass, body fat, bone density. So I did that actually before I left Vancouver. It's my second DEXA scan this year, and that's one of the most accurate forms of tracking your body mass, muscle mass, body fat, the proportions of your muscles and whatnot, as well as your bone density. And so I was happy to see some good progress from my training, my fitness, and my dieting, which I'm really happy about. And I'll be doing another one again during the summertime, just as another regular checkup for myself. And I remember I shared a video on my YouTube channel about the DEXA scan that I did and body comp imaging where I go. And I remember one person left a comment just about being aware of radiation from X-rays, and that is something I totally agree with. In fact, oftentimes when I go to airports, oftentimes in the U.S. American airports, they want you to go through the whatever you call it, the thing where they do the X-ray scan and everything for you. And I always try to make sure that I opt for the pat down, right? So I always tell them, listen, I don't want to go through the thing. You guys can pat me down instead. And oftentimes it's a bit inconvenient because they got to pull you aside and they got to do a very thorough search and whatnot. But I'd rather avoid the radiation exposure than doing that. But the thing with the DEXA scan is I was talking to my friend, Peter, who runs the company that I go to, and he says the radiation exposure is about 1/10 of what you would normally get from an X-ray by going to the dentist. And so it's relatively low. Not to say that it's still not good for you. I think you want to avoid that ideally. Even in fact, when you're flying in airplanes all the time and everything, you're getting exposed to radiation, which is not healthy for you either. But that is one thing that I'm aware of, and maybe I might even change that goal in the future too, to not be as frequent with that, maybe every 6 months. But I do get a lot of incredible value from doing it overall. But I definitely do hear, that is something to be aware about that I do want to mention. Okay, I'll easily do a massage twice per month to help me feel amazing by December 31st. I've been on track with that for April as well. Did a massage in Sydney recently, but it was a pretty interesting place that we went to. I'll leave out the details for that, but it was fun nonetheless. You got to make sure you find some quality massage therapist when you travel around to some of these different places. Okay, next I'll easily get tested at least once with my live blood analysis, allergy test, hormone test, metal test, etc. So the month of April I did some more tests. I still have yet to share with you guys some of the results from some other tests that I did, and that's been on my mind lately because people have been asking me about these tests and for me to be transparent, share my results with them. And so I still have planned for that, but I shared before I did the Wellness FX, all the blood work that I did, which was fascinating. Before I left for my trip to Australia, I did an allergy test, which I like to do every year. And just being aware of different foods that I have sensitivities to or allergies to has been helpful. For example, in the past I've learned I've had allergies to bananas and eggs, and so I don't really eat bananas or eggs much in my diets. Maybe a cake, like really rare, I'll have like some banana might be in a smoothie or something like that, but avoiding that. But also, like, one thing that came up for me was sugar, like pretty much all sugars except for I think fructose and stevia. So that was an interesting one, and I could definitely relate to some of those things. And I also did a metals test that I mentioned. So that was through an IV. It's called an an EDSTA chelation therapy, where basically, I guess there's some sort of medication or substance, I guess, that goes into your bloodstream, and all the metals bind to it, and then you pee out the metals, and then once you pee it out, you're actually collecting your urine samples, and then you send it to the lab, and that's how they identify how much how much metals are in your blood in your body through that process. And chelation therapy is one treatment to get rid of metals, because the metals, it's like a magnet, it all binds to it and you pee it out. But that is something I'm gonna have to research a lot more. But that was an amazing test, potentially a life-saving, life-changing test for me, because I'm a really big fan of having that awareness, and I've shared in the previous goals reports the importance of testing and making sure you're on top of your health, because you never know. Some of the things I've discovered about my health I would have never known about, and if I didn't do the test for it. And I try to optimize my training, my supplements, the different things I do in my life to make sure that I'm operating at the highest possible level. And I don't think if you don't test yourself, then you're not going to be able to be on top of that. And then also hormones tests. So there's something called the Dutch test that I also, I didn't get a chance to do it, but I do have it at home in Vancouver. But it's a urine hormone test. I did a hormone test through blood. This is through urine. I like to try to compare, if I can, a blood test to urine test, just to see how accurate they really are and be able to assess it from there too. Okay guys, I'm going to move on to some mind, emotion, spiritual goals. I'll complete the 100-day challenge. I've completed that, so that's a goal that's been completed. I do every single year. I'll easily complete the 30-day morning ritual challenge. I've completed that this year. Complete the 30-day complaint-free challenge. I've not started that one yet either. I've yet to schedule that. I'll easily complete a 10-day silent meditation retreat with Vipassana to deepen my meditation practice and grow spiritually. That is something that I've got scheduled in December. I think this end of November, December in California. However, I've not officially booked that yet, because with Vipassana, I'm not able to book that till July. So I'm waiting to book that to confirm that one for real. I'll easily attend a 3-day Tantra workshop. We did that back in February. I'll easily attend Date with Destiny Leadership. This is the Tony Robbins Date with Destiny Leadership program. I've already done Date with Destiny 5 years ago, but now I'm being a leader for the program, because I've been really focused on developing my leadership skills and wanting to make an impact and make a difference for other people. And so that's actually coming up later this month in the Gold Coast. And so that's why we're heading to the Gold Coast after this, and gonna be settling in there for a little while, and looking forward to spending some time there and preparing for that event. I'll easily attend the National Achievers Congress. Achieved that already earlier this year in Seattle. And I'll easily read at least 20 books to enhance my knowledge, mindset, and skills. I've read 5 books. I've actually been behind on my reading this year. Part of that actually is I spend a lot of time reading Spiral Dynamics, which is the book that I recently finished. And right now I'm reading the book, The Heart Math Solution. But Spiral Dynamics was a great book. Highly recommend it. It's a really can be a challenging book to read. It took me a long time to read it because I really wanted to understand it. And while I was reading the book, I was watching a lot of videos and doing a lot of research at the same time too. But that was a really great book. And the Heart Math Solution is a great one. Learning about the intelligence that our heart has and how to utilize gratitude more and love and accessing our heart in a more powerful way. And so I've been integrating some of what I've learned there to my meditations and accessing my heart, the power of that a lot more too. So that's been a great book too. And again, a lot of the things I'm kind of going through these pretty quick. I don't like to spend hours talking about all my goals and details. But when the blog post is available at projectlifemastery.com, you guys can go through and look at all the books that I've read and the details of that also. I'll easily go to church at least once a week on Sundays to grow my relationship with God. This has been a goal that has been a challenge when traveling. Easter time right before I left to Australia, we went to church, and I think I went twice for the month of April. But when my girlfriend and I were in Bondi Beach, and we actually found a church online, but when we actually went to show up for the service, it wasn't there. So I don't know the address or the maps or something like that, but no excuse. I think we got to plan and prepare for that a lot more too, and make that more of a commitment, especially when we're traveling. I'll easily host a fun activity once a month with friends, create more magic moments. Did that for the month of April. The UFC, oftentimes I like to have people over for watching the UFC fights and play poker and do some fun things like that. So that was fun for the month of April. I'll easily enjoy a fun family vacation, creating fun and magic moments. That has yet to be scheduled, but probably going to do a get-together in summertime at my brother's cabin. I'll easily update a relationship journal with my girlfriend at least once a month. And this is something that was not done for April. So that is something that I got to make sure, and my girlfriend, we're going to make sure that we're more on top of. And I think, you know what, guys, because I was really thinking about this today when I was preparing this. I think sometimes one of the challenges that always comes up in my life, and I'm sure your life as well, is the law of familiarity. Where basically it's very easy to get comfortable at times. It's very easy to get comfortable where maybe you've been doing certain things for a while, and then because you've been doing it for a while and you're comfortable, it's just maybe a normal thing. Sometimes you take that for granted, or you just think, oh, I don't need to do that as much anymore, or you lose, or maybe you're traveling. When you travel, sometimes it ruffles things up, or maybe you're going through a hard time in your life, or who knows what happens. There's many different things that happen that can get us off track. And I think the important thing to recognize is that when that does happen, by having a process like this to check in with yourself, what that does is it forces you to have that awareness and catch yourself before it gets way out of hand. And so by checking in with yourself and by being honest with yourself, I'm being honest with you guys, but more important, I'm trying to be honest with myself, because I find it's very easy to bullshit yourself when you're not following through. And you got to make sure you catch yourself on that, catch yourself on the stories that you tell yourself. The justifications and the rationalizations that we all have, the stories and the excuses that we tell ourselves. And you really got to make sure that you're honest with yourself and say, you know what, doesn't matter what's been going on, that's not acceptable. If I committed to this, I got to make sure that I do it. I got to make sure that I follow through on my commitments. And so for me, it's always a kick in the butt when I do this process at times, because I'm not perfect, and there are some things that I get comfortable with. And it's always having that awareness. And I think it's okay to get off track as long as you get back on track and get back on the horse, as they say. So that's one thing I need to improve for the month of May. Next goal is I'll easily travel to Australia by December 31st. Completed that goal. I'm in Australia right now. I'll easily travel to Ethiopia by December 31st to build a school. That's planned in October. I'll easily travel to Jackson Hole for a snowboarding trip. I completed that. Travel to California, spend at least a month living there. That's planned later this year. I'll easily attend at least 2 mastermind trips. Done 1 so far this year. Next one is yet to be scheduled. I'll go snowboarding at least 5 times. I've only gone twice so far this year. I'll easily do, at least 3 photo shoots. I'll easily do at least 3 photo shoots to get some amazing photos. I did 1 photo shoot before I left Vancouver. Got a lot of awesome photos, which is great for social media, but also for the new website that we're working on developing too. Contribution goals, I'll easily host a monthly coaching session with the Project Life Mastery team mentoring program. That was actually one goal that I missed also for April, and I've been pretty consistent this year, but I'm actually changing the team mentoring program a little bit, and that's something I'm gonna announce to the teams and whatnot, or in the group that we got there. But I'm gonna be changing that up a little bit. But I got really disoriented, I think, traveling, and the challenge that I faced is here in Australia, the internet connection and speeds are really, really slow compared to North America. And not as much the download speeds, but more so the upload speeds. And with my business, I like to do a lot of live streaming, like what I'm doing right here with you guys. So you need some good upload speeds for that. And the challenge that I faced is that some of the places that I was staying at through Airbnb had really bad internet connections, and it really affected some things that I was doing. Even uploading videos, for example, some videos took 6 or 7 hours just to be able to upload, and I learned some great lessons from that. I had to do my coaching, my Life Mastery Accelerator, online Business Mastery Accelerator streams at a friend's studio that he lent to me, who's a life coach here in Australia, in Sydney, and so I had to adapt for that. But I got to make sure I prepare more for traveling in that case, to make sure I can consistent and get quality internet. And I've got a process now for that. I think it's going to help moving forward so that this doesn't happen again. But I got to make sure I'm more on top of that, because it does affect some of the different things I've committed to previously as well. I'll easily fund at least 2 houses for families suffering from poverty, changing their lives by December 31st. I've yet to plan that yet, because I want to make sure that I can travel to the location where I fund the houses and build them. And so I've yet to settle on location, because my travel schedule this year is already pretty crazy. And so I'm waiting for later in the year, and I'm waiting for the company, the organization that I work with, to give me some dates and details of that so I can plan it. I'll easily fund a school to be built with Change Heroes, Imagine One Day, or another organization. Have yet to decide on that one too, because again, I want to make sure that wherever I build a school, I can travel there and actually volunteer and build it as well. This year I'm already doing Ethiopia for a school that I funded last year, but I've yet to decide. So I'm actually waiting for Imagine One Day or Change Heroes to let me know which countries that there's available trips that I can fund it and then go and travel and build it. Because I find funding something is great, but when you actually go there, guys, and you volunteer, and you're putting in your sweat, your blood, your tears, you're meeting the culture, the family, the village, the community, you're making that impact, that is where it's so incredible to be a part of that, and you can make such a more powerful impact for the community and even for yourself. And so that's kind of what I'm waiting for before I plan that, but it will be done. Got lots of time before the end of the year. I'll easily volunteer in Ethiopia to build the school that I funded. Again, that's happening in October. And I'll easily cultivate the habit of giving more by giving to those that are homeless, truly in need, every opportunity that I get. I've been consistent with that, but to be honest, I don't recall much giving that I've done here in Australia. I mean, Bondi Beach, I didn't see, I don't think any homeless people or things like that, but there definitely was a little bit in Sydney. I think we did a little bit. Yeah, I think we did a little bit. At least my girlfriend, I remember, we went out at nighttime. She gave, did some contribution and whatnot. But anyways, that's one thing. Could definitely gotta make sure that I'm on top of. And I'll easily find some new organizations or charities I can help contribute to, broadening my impact by December 31st. Kiva.org has been an ongoing one that I've been contributing to, which is great because you can lend money, and it's really fun just to see the different projects and stuff. If you guys haven't done Kiva.org, Kiva.org, I've been doing that for several years, and it's a lot of fun to contribute, make a difference, and lend money. But I'm always open to different organizations as well. All right, guys, that is my goals. That's over 50 goals I just went through with you guys real quick. I don't want to take up too much more time. I'm going to jump back here just to the comments in the chat that you guys have been patiently waiting for my attention a little bit. And so I just want to say hi to you guys and see what you guys have been doing and what you guys have been saying. Alyssa says, how did you plan your own monthly goals? Well, I plan my goals throughout the entire year. So every year I do a goal setting process. I plan out my goals. I've actually shared my goal setting process with a few videos on my YouTube channel. So you guys can check that out. But I plan out the whole year, and then I make sure that every month, based on all the goals that I had, I just share 50 with you guys. I try to narrow in a certain goals for the month and just tackle a few projects at a time. And of course, some of them are more ongoing goals that I have on an ongoing basis. I see my girlfriend Tatiana from Lexel this year. Thanks for the consent. Eric says, what software do you use? I just use Evernote. So I use Evernote to track my goals. I use Evernote it's basically an online journal. I prefer using Evernote rather than, pen and paper, just because I track, with my Evernote, I got so many different categories and areas that I use for note taking and seminars and events. It syncs with my phone. So that's been the most convenient one for me. Do you have any seminars in Australia? I don't have any seminars in Australia. I was planning on hosting a mastermind event in Australia that I shared, but unfortunately there wasn't enough demand there for it, and so I decided not to go ahead with that. And seminars are tough, and also just because seminars are tough because it's just me and my girlfriend, and to actually put on a seminar you need the booking, the event space, you need volunteers and people to help you, my team and everything. And so it's just a lot more expensive too. And so I'd have to charge more money to do something like that. And then that's why I was going to do more intimate mastermind, but I decided not to, which is fine. I'm going to just host the events usually in North America. People want to travel and come, great. But a lot of people, for example, that I approached for it, they weren't even willing to travel from like Melbourne to Sydney or within their own country. And a lot of people don't realize, guys, like all the events that I go to, I travel to. I pay to fly there, my hotel, to travel to events, because most events, I traveled all the way to Australia to go to a Tony Robbins seminar. And so I think a lot of people, you got to commit yourself if you want to grow. You've got to travel. You can't expect certain countries. I don't, for example, my experience here in Australia there's not a lot of self-development stuff happening, and it's an unfortunate thing. I was talking to my friend who's a life coach here in Sydney and whatnot, but guys, you got to travel. If there's nothing going on in your city, be prepared to travel. It's always worth it. It's always great. I love actually traveling to a new environment because it gets me out of my normal routine. And when you're in a new environment, learning and growing and immersing yourself, you're basically kind of coming at it from a new slate. You're starting fresh in a way, and you're away from your triggers that you might have back at home. So I'd recommend to travel if you get a chance to different events. All right, let me see. Someone asked, do you have Instagram? Yes, I have my Instagram and social media link below in this description, so you guys can click through to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatnot. Take a few more questions, guys. And I want to remind you guys too, like if you guys, I'm not able to answer all the questions that you guys have for me here, but join the Life Mastery Accelerator, guys. It's a really inexpensive coaching program that I put together where I work on coaching you guys. I work on answering questions and going on to different areas of life. And we've got a great Facebook group community. And so I want to encourage you guys to do that, because you're going to get much higher quality content from me inside that program, and also a chance for me to answer your questions and work with you on an ongoing basis. So you can learn more about that at lifemasteryaccelerator.com. Or if it's online business mentoring and coaching that you want from me, then go to onlinebusinessmasteryaccelerator.com. But I try to make sure that I'm delivering and serving those that are a part of my coaching groups, because that's why I put it together, because so many people are asking me questions and asking me to mentor and coach them. And so that's why I put together those programs at a much more inexpensive price than my one-on-one coaching. So I think that can really serve you guys a lot more, for those that are committed to getting more of my personalized help and coaching. Harry says, why is this live if you're not answering any chat questions? Well, Harry, I'm answering questions right now, but one thing I'll say, my friend, is don't be so demanding of things like that. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to give to you. And I'm always blown away. Some people, they just always are trying to take. They always have expectations, giving me, they're always demanding to give me your time and attention and answer my question. But listen, don't be a taker in life, my friend. I'm here to give and serve you. I got no judgment. I love everybody, and I try to do what I can to help. But, be careful of getting caught up in the expectation and the attachment to that. You know, as Tony Robbins says, change your expectation to appreciation, and you'll change your life. And so, you know, I'm not here to answer everyone's questions. I'll do the best that I can, guys. But, you know, I always just get fascinated by that when certain people are so demanding. They get so upset sometimes when, you know, you're not giving to them like every second for things, or they always freak out or get offended, or I don't know. It's kind of interesting how some people are. But okay, I'll take a few more questions, guys. Great. Janae says, I love your channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Eric says, you really make a difference with your health. Thank you. Appreciate it. What's your accessibility in those programs? Is it set days and times, or quasi on demand for Q&A? So every single month we do a live stream that teaches higher level, more advanced strategies and content, and then also answering questions. We set a certain day and time every single month for that. Then people also submit their questions beforehand if they can't make it live, and then you get the recording inside the members area, along with several different bonuses that we got, as well as the Facebook group community that we put together as well. Okay, let's see. Eric says, what's the name of the group? Not sure which group, but if you're referring to the coaching, lifemasteryaccelerator.com. Emile says, do you ever discuss your goals with anyone as you devise them, or is something that you do entirely privately? More so privately, to be honest, because, you know, only for myself do I really know what my vision is and my goals, and what, you know, goals have to be personal to yourself. They have to be things that you want for yourself. If you're trying to achieve based on what other people want for you, it's not going to work. You know, if you do what everyone else wants you to do, you know, I know for myself when I was younger, it was always what my parents wanted me to do. They wanted me to go to university or take over the family business. And that's great. Those are their goals for me. But if it doesn't resonate with me, if it's not what I want, then I'm not going to be motivated for it. So sometimes I get some input from my coaches, from my masterminds. I get ideas from them and people that I trust to work with that know me best. And, you know, I devise my goals from that as well. But it's more of a personal process, as well as making sure that my girlfriend and I are aligned, because we share similar visions, and we like to align ourselves with some of the same goals. So for example, traveling, we talk to each other about that, contributing, volunteering, our fast, you know, juice fast or water fast, making sure that we're doing those around the same time, just to make sure we're in alignment with that too. As well as even with my team, you know, getting my team involved and, you know, working with them with that also. All right, guys. Well, those are the questions I'm going to answer today. Great question. I wish I could answer more for you guys, but I'm actually going to go out today here in Melbourne, and I'm actually leaving on Tuesday, so I haven't had a chance to do as much as I'd like here. So I've got a busy day ahead, but I want to thank you guys for joining in on my monthly goals report, and remind you guys to make sure that you guys are on track with your goals, and you're making progress, and you're taking action month after month. You know, if you're coming up short a little bit, that's okay. Just get yourself back on track, and you know, check out more of the content here on the channel. Don't forget to follow on my social media and everything too, and also enter for a chance to win some of the Mastery Apparel shirts and items that we got at masteryapparel.com with the giveaway that I've got going on for you guys too. But thanks again, guys, for joining, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Hopefully you guys are doing awesome. Talk to you later. Take care.